In our existence over essence, we are again up at our mountain retreat. A cat has adopted us. Fort Shafter lies below, with the city and the ocean much farther out. Sometimes Cho paints while I read. The cat perches at the very edge, looking out over all creation. We cook prime rib on the gas grill. The scents are on the breeze and the life is in the living. Dinosaurs still fly, as birds, and the bacterial kings of forever are still with us. Sometimes we imagine the graceful forms of the Australopithecines as those who are yet in your heart and ours. There is swimming in the ocean, on some days in the late afternoon, followed by a dip in a freshwater lagoonish type of pool at a hotel in Waikiki. When night falls, the sun plummets like a deadweight, relatively speaking, with but a short twilight thereafter. And yet the sunsets are often glorious ones, since the colors are more rapidly changing. Then closeness later, in the tent, and wonderful sleep. Oh, beautiful sleep. Eat, sleep, play, drink, nature, love, thought, and sex are what we are made of. A rather beautiful meld beheld. We asked the night to reveal its mysteries of all that is, but it did not answer us directly. However, we had retained the presence of the night within us, vibrating with its rhythm and resonance. We'd sensed a soft sweep across our heartstrings, for we were willing spirits, and it ever carried us through, in peace, undistracted by any of the day's bright noise of life in busy Honolulu. In harmony, we realized that we each held within ourselves the seed of the other, that yin reaches climax, then retreats in yang's favor, in a cyclic movement of rotational symmetry, for a rounded life is the blend of yin and yang. Still atop the mountain, we took another look at the lights twinkling in the night sky before retiring to the tent. Do you think there are any people living around those lights?
Yes, for sure.
I bet there aren't.
You lose, for that is an airplane full of people.
Damn, it is, and now I see that it's slowly moving. We laid on the grass, pretending that up was down and that down was up. We then seeming to be glued onto the earth and about to fall into the bottomless deep of the night. It was a scary feeling, but we knew from a gravity is the fourth dimension poster in the whole Earth catalog that space was expanding, and that the Earth's inertia was slowing down the expansion of local space, a drag causing gravity to hold us down, as like a small piece of flotsam is attracted to a log, and its less moving wake in a flowing stream. The night sky glittered with blue sapphires, emeralds, diamonds, and other gems of stars. Photons that had traveled millions of light years reached our eyes from stars that may have been long gone and caused electrons to be released from the rods and cones of our eyes, the three different types of eye cone proteins, rotating according to the amount of primary color wavelengths received. From our mountain view, we could see the 7 Hroshwasvens noiselessly landing and taking off onto from the coral reef runway that stretched out into the Pacific.
1,000 petals drift through air, a whisper. The answers are in 2 locked boxes, each of which contains the other's key, and this analogy was really more of the way things worked, as the yin and the yang and vice versa, than the ultimate answer. We had to think outside of the locked boxes to gain the ultimate answer. Normal reasoning would not get us very far. We had to look to unusual reasoning and logic, and then we might get lucky and guess the answer. We have to make our own meaning in life, and that it was on us if we didn't, for that is perhaps the best one can do. Her guess was that form in motion came out of the formless timeless, since all options would have been open then, except for non-existence, which is not possible, for we are here.
Fundamental possibility is the ultimate basis of reality, and has always existed, since nothing could become of nothing. It is fundamentally every possibility at once, in a kind of superposition, since the ultimate ground can have no certain way imparted to it. Note that a fundamental particular state of something actual was totally impossible, for how could the choice have been made as to its specific properties and its total amount? A fundamental state of absolute nothingness was totally impossible too, For there is indeed something that our consciousness interprets. But nothingness may still play a role, as does infinity, eternity, and everything. Fundamental possibility projects the waves that made our local reality, the penultimate reality of electrons, quarks, mass, energy, charge, and such, and or strings or whatever. All is as it is in our local reality because it works. It